said, here's the weird no sun all day and it rained and it's just the ground's wet. I think it's going to kick a lot of people out of my little secret spots here. And I'm just driving through kind of alongside the Wenatchee River, but I'm not going to go as far up north as I was in the Olympic National Forest a couple weeks ago. I'm just going to try to boondock. I like to just keep my eyes open and kind of see what I see, and that's kind of how I do this. Of course, you do have to watch out for private property along here, but if there's no signs and you're not trespassing and it's just riverfront property, then it doesn't matter. So let's see what we can find here. Also notice this is with the seatbelt actually works now the right way, not digging me into the neck. It actually goes over the shoulder the right part, so that's awesome. And no, it's not gonna work. That over there is on the wrong side. The river's over here off to my right, so I'm not gonna bother going off to the left right now. See, walk-in hunting only. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. It's okay, it's trial and error. Scope this out on foot real quick. Alright, well, there is something down here. I would never take a motorhome down this way, but I'm going to try to drive the van down here. Here we go. This is basically a four-wheel drive only type of spot. Little potholes. It's okay, we'll just go slow. It'll be interesting trying to get back up here, but made it down. Am I gonna make it back up though is a big question. People have camped here before. Little fire pit right there. Cool. It's somewhat secluded, but the more I think about it, the more parking under a bridge just does not work, because I'm not gonna get any solar when the sun does come out. So what I can do maybe is try to get down here on the beach. A little puddle there, but it's okay. As you can see, there's a car that just went by, and you can't see down here. I could just park right here on the shore and open up my doors to the river here. I think is what I'm gonna do. You chillaxed. You look really chillaxed. Now, when I got in here, I really had no way of knowing what the noise was going to be like. But I'll tell you, just from being here for a little bit here, I'll tell you, the overpass, it's not too enjoyable. I can put up with it for one night, but I don't know. Wouldn't stay here more than a day. Which I usually don't do anyway. I'm just trying to escape the heat. So, come on. Let's go for a walk. There you go, eat some grass. So I don't want to spoil the surprise too much, but a couple things I wanted to talk about. One is I sold so many stickers last month that really it helped me out to make several changes to the van. First of all, the gas tank, getting that repaired. It was just the in-tank electric fuel pump, and then a couple strainers and other parts like that. Jack's so tangled. So anyway, got that fixed. That cost $390. And what else? Other stuff that I did. I'm drawing a blank right now. Sorry. Okay, the phone situation. So it had occurred to me that yes, I've got Verizon, which is great service, but Verizon and AT&T are kind of two of the best networks out there. And so what I did was I went ahead and went prepaid with AT&T's Cricket on with the S5, the Galaxy S5 Android, which is not something I really want to. I'm not even going to try to do the learning curve from iPhone to Android right now unless it happens very slowly. But that way, it's just a prepaid $55 flat a month. That way I have two different networks. I'm going to have service. And then I still have my normal 30 gigs of internet data to upload videos on my Verizon network. So got that. And then I'm not unhappy with getting free over-the-air TV channels. Not unhappy with it. It's great. But it's been over 5 years since I've had cable TV channels. And I have something in the works right now to make that a reality in the van. So in less than a week here, I'm going to be debuting something really big for the van. And I will talk about that all in detail if and when it happens. That was kind of a spoiler. But speaking of TV, I was over at my buddy's house and we were watching a show that I guess many people that watch my channel probably already knew of. I didn't even know it existed, called the Tiny House something. Not the Tiny House movement, but Tiny House something, and it's on one of the channels. And anyway, it's the basic premise of the show to me, because I watched like 6 episodes, to me seems to be like a whole bunch of people that are downgrading from a big, huge house that's over 2,000 square feet down into something that they say is less than 500 square feet. And the very first episode I saw was they built a custom tiny house on a trailer that was towable. And then the very next 5 after that were all houses that were built on their property that they're still calling tiny, even though they're enormous. Like, bigger than any apartment I've ever lived in. But they're still calling them tiny houses. But it doesn't matter. To them, they're downgrading like 1/5 the size of what they had before. And I think it's a cool show. I think it's great that living small and simple and minimalist is getting out there and becoming so popular. But I gotta be honest, I'm not gonna say I would have done this differently or I don't understand why they did that. I'm just saying almost all the people that I saw in those 6 episodes were just not ready. Just absolutely. Their demands were ridiculous. They couldn't get rid of stuff. I mean, the one that irritated me the most was both the husband and the wife said that their main function of their tiny house had to be a full-size, house-size kitchen dining area with a dedicated table, not leaves that spread out, but a dedicated table that will fit 12 people because, quote, combined with all their family, once a year, they always host the family get-together. One day out of 365, they're going to need table room to host 12 people in their family. And I guess I'm the only person in the world who just saw a big red flag and said, are you serious? Really? You don't want to use that space for something else the other 364 days of the year? So I kind of quit watching that show. I think there's some others out there that I'm going to check out later, but it's neat to see how people think stuff through. A lot of us, there's a lot of people that run YouTube channels, and we do stuff that makes people on the other end be like, what? Why'd they do that? That doesn't make any sense. I would have done it this way. And I think that's great that you can spark some conversation and some real thinking and be like, if I was going to do that, I would have done it this way. I don't understand why you did that here. And, you know, I think no matter who the person is, everybody's going to do something differently, no matter what. It's just always going to be something that somebody would think this would work better for me. But I've learned not to question people because it's up to them. It's their choices. I admit when I think that I do something that ended up not working as well as I thought it did, and I change it. I don't mind changing it. I've noticed, but I also don't go and say, I can't believe you did that. You did that wrong. You should have done it like this. I would never say that to anybody. I kind of start to evaluate and pick apart people's brain when I see something that doesn't quite make sense. I don't ever tell them you're wrong. You did that wrong. Do it my way. But I say, you know, look, you realize what you just said? One meal an entire year, and you want them all to sit at the same dedicated table and have the space for that in your tiny house. You're not ready for a tiny house if you're thinking that way. That's what I think. And then maybe they'll, you know, I don't know. Maybe I could have that conversation with someone like that at one point and get through and then be like, oh, you're right. I guess we could just have it outside or at somebody else's house that one day. But we'll see about getting cable TV here in the van before I leave. Also, we're nearing the end of July here, and I'm starting to get a little anxious about a few things. It is quite possible that I do not leave on August 1st officially. There's some other things with the van that I'd like to address, but it has to be done in the right order. When you start taking stuff apart, I want to make sure that we get everything that's involved in taking that thing apart and doing it. So I'm planning this out in my head with both Midas and my mechanic Andrew, and we're trying to see about doing a couple things because there are a couple leaks under the van. One of them is the water pump leaks some antifreeze, there's also a leak at the flywheel transmission transfer case right there of oil. There's also valve cover gasket leak, as in the valve on top is literally wet. So that's three things. Neither of them are going to be quick fixes. So I'm trying to plan that out in my head and thinking about using my last, big check here on the 24th from YouTube to maybe put in a little more fixes. Financially, I'm still a month ahead, which was really my only goal, besides getting the van in tip-top shape. Being a month ahead, paycheck-wise, that way no matter what happens, I'm protected. And having AAA Plus, the Plus edition, I know I'm going to use that eventually, and it'll just help me get towed to a shop to fix what needs to get fixed. Who knows, I may not get out of here in the morning, so. But anyway, I'm going to relax. See you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. It rained last night. It's still raining right now. So, kind of changed my mind about wanting to deploy the solar shower and take a shower here this morning. I'm going to try to get out before the road gets any slicker up here. Don't have cell phone service here with either AT&T or Verizon. What can you do? Nothing, really. So, been putting this off for a good 15 minutes here. My heart's beating a million miles an hour, and I'm really scared. It's just too steep. And I'm not trying to dramatize the channel or the events. A lot of people say I love drama. That's BS. I don't really put any drama. It's interpreted as drama, but I don't do it. If you're hearing drama from my channel, you're hearing it from somebody else. So don't know what else to say, but I'm gonna give this a shot. Just so you know what I'm feeling, I got a lot of anxiety right now, and if something happens, I don't have a way to call the towing company, so I need to probably start knocking at doors. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. I'm just saying I do have this all planned out in my head, what needs to happen. So let's try to get out of here and go boondock somewhere else today. All right. Sliding there. Just listen for the wheels spinning. Yeehaw! Good job, Bertha. Woo! Yes! Yeah! Woo! That right there is a good feeling. But I still lost a lot of confidence. Going down there and boondocking overnight there was probably not one of the best ideas. So, and like I said, I've lost confidence. It's a two-wheel drive van. I should not be going places like that. But I got there. I hit the brakes just in time off the freeway when I saw the water here. You need a Discover Pass, it says, to be here. But I don't see any hours listed. Boat launch. Nice. Again, there's going to be some freeway noise. I didn't walk all the way back here yet, but let's see what's going on. They even left a bed for me. How about that? Pretty cool. That's a rope swing. I kind of just wanted to make sure I wasn't like blocking anybody in by parking right there, but we'll give this a shot. It'll work. It's colorful graffiti. Okay, well, I had to get somewhere where I could take a shower because I couldn't shower where I was at, so this gives me a chance to also show I got this one at Walmart, and the reason why I upgraded this $50 Walmart shower is because it's freestanding, meaning it does not have to hook to the side of my van, to the side doors, or any part of the van. It can be deployed anywhere. It's really strong tent poles, a really good 4-beam up there that supports it, and best of all, inside, it's already built to hold the solar shower or the nozzle from my hot water heater shower. It's also got some compartments up here for storing stuff and clothes. You can hang your towel right here, windows. It has a screen that goes over the top, which I'll probably never use. So yeah, I really like it. And then one other thing about my solar shower, I changed it a little bit. I cut the tip of the nozzle, which used to go, way down here. I just cut it and moved the entire thing up, shortened the entire thing on there. I don't know if anybody's ever done that before on these, but it occurred to me that it didn't make a whole lot of sense because no matter how high I hang the shower, that tube comes all the way down, then you gotta duck down to use it. Well, why not just have it way up? Yeah, so it'll work way better.